To Christian May, who is with me from the Institute of Directors. You have to be very, very highly trained to be a London black cab driver, don't you? It's years of study and research, and they have a right to try to uphold their standards, don't they?
Well, look, we're interested in the kind of economy this country's going to have in the future, and a huge part of that question has to be, do regulations that were designed for a different age fit the sort of digital disruption that we see today? And Uber are a high-profile example, not least because the black cab is iconic in London, and it's a symbol, but no symbol, in fact, no matter how iconic, can be a barrier to progress, particularly when the beneficiary of that progress is the consumer. This is about competition. It's about an increased choice in the marketplace. And I think it's worth remembering the extraordinary level of protection that the black cabs have as an industry, their own lanes, their own parking places, their own right to pick up on the street. And I don't think the rise of Uber and other such apps necessarily means the demise of the black cab, because they're always going to be a part of this city. You're always going to be grateful when it's raining and you see that light on. But this is definitely about change, and the consumer should be the beneficiary of that.
I mean, the regulation that you touched on, I mean, that's not... Is it fair to say that that is there just to protect their industry, though? Is it not also there to protect the passenger? I mean, you get massive advertising campaigns every Christmas warning people not to jump into an unlicensed car after a slightly drunken Christmas party. I mean, there are issues there around regulation, vetting drivers. I mean, some of that is to protect people, isn't it?
Of course it is, and let's not forget these regulations were designed for a different age, when the rise of the minicab came up and people could just jump in them outside a nightclub. And of course it's right to have regulatory environments that protect people. But what I would say is that, from what I can see, Uber do go above and beyond that. If I ordered an Uber home after this interview, for example, back to work I should say, then I would have it on GPS, I would have the driver's face, phone number, I'd be able to track myself. I don't think the old arguments of safety apply. That's the point. We're looking at a new economy, new digital services, new customer expectations, and I think that these two companies can coexist. There's 3,000 Uber drivers, people who own those cars and make money, sometimes on the side on the weekends. That's very healthy for our economy, and about 25,000 black cab drivers who are going to retain their place. The question really is not, are Uber using an app, but are the old regulations fit for the kind of country we want, for the kind of city and economy we want?
And so are you saying, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but are you saying that the way forward for the trained black cab drivers who've taken the knowledge is actually to get up to speed, perhaps have their own app that works just as well? I
think, look, when you find black cabs, as you still do today, who won't take card payments, OK, that's a small number of them, but it represents, I think, an unwillingness to change in some quarters, which is, of course, being embraced by black cab drivers in other quarters, by other apps like Halo and Cabby. So, the process is there for people to engage with, and I think the economy, drivers and passengers could benefit in the long run if we accept that we're looking at a digital economy that needs regulations that perhaps were designed in an analogue age.
Thank you very much, Christian May from the Institute of Directors. We'll be returning to this topic, I'm sure. Thanks very much for now.